This is Drop Tent Media Network.
High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. What's going on, bro?
I'm gonna go for like a quadruple double.
Welcome to another edition of High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. I'm Brian Isley. That's Raymond Byrd. Neil's in the building. We got Rockstar Red Cup Ran. I want to be one of them goofy dudes that wear shades inside today. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know how them goofies be wearing shades and shit indoors? You know, I don't know, but whatever. I'm here. You mean the I'm talking about in this studio and everywhere. You mean the Division I college basketball player? Who
like he played on the opposite side of the state of Kentucky, like the smaller school.
He played against Anthony Davis in Kentucky.
Did he?
In the NCAA
Did
tournament?
he really? He
that
says
guy?
that. He says that.
I seen the footage.
I mean, I don't know. I seen him with a perm. I saw him with a perm the other day. I don't even know. He's not credible, bro. I saw him with a perm the other day getting his hair did. That's my man, though.
All right, as you can see,
we're
gonna be on that bullshit today. We headed into quarter number one. Y'all know how this show goes. We treat it like a game, 4 quarters, 4 topics. Whoever has the most points at the end of the show wins. Rain is drunk, so I'm pretty sure I got it in the bag. Quarter number one, Mark Jackson revealed his top 5 point guards, and they are as follows. Number 1 is Magic. 2 is Isaiah Thomas. 3, John Stockton. 4, Jason Kidd. And 5 is a tie between Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Yeah, that's right. Steph Curry did not make the list. Byrd, your thoughts?
Curry ain't a point guard. I've been saying it forever. He's an off guard. If he was 6'5", we'd be calling him a shooting guard. He'd be in the same conversation with Kobe and Mike. I don't agree with Stockton being on the list, though. I would have Chris Paul on the list, and I would take Stockton completely off. It wouldn't be a tie for that 5th spot. I've always said Isaiah's the second best point guard ever.
Well, John Stockton is 3rd. The tie is Steve Nash and Chris Paul.
I would take Stockton completely off. I don't think Stockton could do nothing with anybody on that list. And he ain't got no hardware. I mean, I know CP3 ain't got no hardware either, but
there's 3 on this list who have no hardware.
Who? CP3?
John Stockton, Steve Nash, CP3.
I'm taking Stockton completely off.
Nash at least got with the 2 MVPs. I know it's not necessarily hardware, but you know what, Byrd? Surprisingly, I don't know if I don't want to.
You might want to toast with me.
I'm going to find a reason to disagree. I agree. Steph is probably not a traditional point guard, but there's no way you can classify him as anything other than a point guard. You just can't, bro.
Right. Well, yes, you can.
How?
How many times we hooped in LA, right? We hooping.
That's my shit.
And because you're short, because you're 5'10", you got to bring the ball up the court. You ain't a point guard, right? He's not a point guard. He doesn't run the offense. He doesn't initiate the offense. He is a great player, not taking that away from him, but he is not your traditional point guard. He's not a point guard in any sense of the word. Even like Dame is not your traditional point guard, but Dame still handled the rock. They initiate the pick and roll with him, blah, so on and so forth. Steph don't do none of that. Steph is their offense, but he's not a point guard.
You taking Chris Paul over Dame?
Yeah. Yeah.
Zeke
hasn't really accomplished anything. My bad.
Zeke said, you're good. Zeke said that Draymond Green is the point guard.
I would agree. I think he initiates most of their action. I agree.
Who was the other? Bogut initiated their offense. Iggy was a point forward for him at times.
Yeah, Sean Livingston.
So we're going to say, Steph, I would agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that. I think my 5 would be Magic, Zeke. I'm definitely not putting Stockton at 3rd. I'll probably put J. Kidd, Nash, and then
CP3.
I don't know. It's probably an argument between CP, GP, and Stockton. Probably toss up between them for me.
Yeah, Neil just got confused because you're just using all initials.
Gary Payton.
We need names.
What's up, Chris Paul? Chris Paul.
Listen, you got the glasses on.
You know what I
mean?
Chris Paul, Gary Payton, and Stockton would probably round it out for me. I don't know if any of them are good enough to be top 5, but if I put them all together, then maybe that gets me top 5.
You leaving Nash on?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving Nash on. And the thing is, it's not a disrespect to Steph. Outside of Magic, you talking about all-time lift. Steph is above all of them. You know what I mean? I think he's a better player than all of them, with the exception of Magic.
Oh,
but he's not a point guard, so it's not a knock on him.
You're leaving Nash? Nash is fine.
I'm fine with Nash being on there.
All right. Okay.
2 MVPs.
I had Nash at 4, right? Yeah, I got Gary. I got Jason Kidd at 3, Nash at 4, and then I'll take those other 3 and put them all together into one person. None of them are good enough to be even mentioned in my top 5. So all of them 3 can just be combined.
Say already kicking in. For me, of course, Magic, the greatest point guard of all time. I don't have. I'll play devil's advocate here for John Stockton. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with him being on the list. Will he be on my list? Yeah, he be borderline. He'd probably be 5 or out. But I don't have a problem with him being on Mark Jackson's list because he leads the league in 2 very important categories: assists and steals.
You in the gym, you got captain. You got to pick a point. They all in the building. You picking John? You ain't picking John.
That's not even the question, because if I'm in a gym and I got my choice of picks,
I'm picking Penny.
Exactly. I'm picking Penny. I'm picking Mac. Shit, I may put LeBron and put him at my point. Like,
I'm just saying, you got to pick from point guards. This is your list. You're not taking him first. You're not taking him second. You're not taking him third.
If
this is the list, I'm talking about this. These are the players, and you're picking from this list. This was 6 guys he had because he had a tie at 5. Mm-hmm. You're not taking Stockton over any of them if you're in the gym.
You're not.
But
I'm just saying, this eye test. That's eye test. That's part of the criteria. Is accolades and it's eye test. Right?
I could guard John Stockton.
No, you can't.
What did John Stockton do? He just ran.
I just told you what he did.
We got footage of you not being at a guard Isley.
Oh my God!
We got footage of you can't cook by Isley. But now you can guard John Stockton.
In the 10 years, he made one good move on me.
It's not true. I
tapped him up and said, "Great move, Brody. That was a good one." I went right to the camera and said, "Salute to my guy."
I got a whole
Stockton doesn't have a turnaround fade away. Stockton ran screen pick and pops with Malone his whole career and just shot mid-range jumpers.
And he did it for 19 years, and he leads the league in assists, and he leads the league in total steals.
Buddy's getting punished by every single other person on that.
Who said he didn't get punished back then? That doesn't matter. I'm telling you what he did for
so he's your top 5
for his career.
He's in your top 5. If no one put John Stockton on the list and they said, Brian, who is your top 5 point guards of all time? And they didn't mention John Stockton, but he'd be on your list.
I specifically said at the top of my point that I'm playing devil's advocate, number 1, just for the sake of it. And number 2, I don't have a problem with him being on the list.
This is high IQ basketball. I'm asking you for the facts.
Yeah, he has a point.
Your top 5. Would he be on there?
And now you're an advocate of the devil?
I'm not the advocate. Shut the fuck up. This is so
you want to do
stupid.
devil's advocate in basketball? No. What's your top 5?
Who's your top 5?
This is why I hate y'all bringing liquor and shit to the show, because y'all get fucking dumb.
Yo, listen, man.
High IQ basketball. And y'all IQ drop as soon as y'all start drinking.
To the show, it's a great time.
He ain't even bring the alcohol. I'm blaming you.
I had to bring it because he brought it last time.
Can you answer the question?
Just bullying the host now.
At the top of my point, I wouldn't have him in my 5, but I can see why Mark Jackson has him in his 5.
Okay, so he's not in your 5.
Examples.
He's not in Rand's 5. He's not in my 5, so he's not.
And I gave examples of why he is in somebody's 5. No, we're not moving on. We got 4 minutes left.
He's not in nobody's 5.
He's in Mark Jackson's 5.
He's not yours though.
He's in Mark Jackson.
They want your 5,
right?
I just gave you.
He's not in your 5.
Magic, Zeke, Jason Kidd, CP, and fuck it. I'm putting John Stockton in my 5. I'm putting John Stockton in my 5.
Man, you ain't getting no more cups because you ain't acting right,
man. Let's get him.
You ain't acting right.
You lead the league. You all time in steals and assists, and you not in somebody's top 5. The eye test cool. The gym pick 1 cool. I get all that, but they ain't got shit to do with what we talking about in the totality of his career.
It has a lot to do with what we're talking about, because when you're making a list like that, you're talking about all-time greats. you're talking about eye test and you're talking about accolades. It's not just accolades. It's a combination of the two. And when you do a combination of the two, he don't make your top 5. He's not better than anybody on that list because they all got accolades.
That's a fact. Man.
Don't get me wrong. He's an all-time assists leader, all-time steals leader, but they're all great players.
Right. So articulating your point, like Byrd, is like you just because of the eyesight, the eye test not working, you can't see him in anyone's top 5, really. Like, it's weird that Mark Jackson put him in his top 5.
When you've had these other guys on the list and you've seen them play basketball, I think they're better players than with John Stockton.
Okay, so
not to say that John Stockton's a bad player or nothing like that. He's a great point guard. He's a Hall of Famer, but he's not better than anybody in the list as well.
He's just has to be farther down. So it's weird that he's on Mark Jackson. But and Brian's saying, I don't think it's weird. That's what you're saying.
I don't think it's weird when somebody leads the league in steals and leads the league in assists. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's weird. You got 2 finals appearances. You got multiple all-star appearances. Yo, like if he was the way y'all portray him to be,
right,
he wouldn't have been in the league 19 years. He wouldn't have been able to do all this stuff. I've seen point guards, not just Mark Jackson, big John Stockton up. Like GP said, John Stockton was the hardest player he ever had to guard. Like, all these all-time great point guards
going around them screens. Like, they ain't hard guarding him.
All these all-time point guards are bigging this guy up. I gotta take their word for it.
You just clearly said, and this ain't a knock on John Stockton. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer.
Is he?
Is a Hall of Famer. Yes, but you just clearly said that if I had to pick 5 point guards and I had this list of 6, he probably wouldn't be on your 5.
And
right?
then I did, and he's 5 on my list.
So he's better than these other.
It's not about who's better.
Is he better?
Why is that the question? The question is who's the 5? Why is it? Oh, Stockton. Why don't you ask that same question about King?
All have accolades. They all have longevity. They might not have necessarily have the record, but they all have numbers. They all have numbers. So you have to go through who was the better player.
What accolades
the better player
CP3 have?
You said accolades?
What accolades does CP3 have?
I mean, I don't know his exact numbers, but he has a lot he has stats that would line him up in regards to as a conversation about it turns into who's a better player. The accolades line up.
The
all-star bids and all that stuff line up, and now it comes down to who's the better player.
What accolades does CP3 have?
CP3 has all NBAs, all-star, same thing that Stockton has. Stockton ain't got no MVPs.
Yeah. Stockton is all-time leader, number 1 in assists and in steals. What accolades does CP3
Who's the better player?
What accolades? You said accolades.
Who's the better player, John Stockton or CP3?
CP3.
So which argument are we picking? Are we picking accolades or are we picking better player? Because every time I ask which accolade, you switch to better player.
I clearly said it's a combination of the two.
Go ahead.
I believe that Stockton is more accomplished at the position than Chris Paul, but I think it is a fair conversation for us to have. Who do we think is a better player? I think it's fair when you're talking about who's in your top 5 all time. It's fair to say, when I look at this guy, he may have never won a ring, but he fucking killed his whole career. Just never had a chance at a chip. Now, I can see why some people, I can see why some people have Iverson in their top 5 all time. Never really won anything, right? When you put him in that pantheon of all-time greats. Mm-hmm. But certain people look at him and say he was a fucking dog at his size. They loved his game. I could see it. I don't agree with it. I think what Ray is saying, I strangely agree with. I do believe that Chris Paul is a much better basketball player than Stockton. Stockton benefited from having Howard Ford on his team his whole career. And Chris Paul never had that.
Before we get into quarter 2, let's just keep it a buck. Y'all got John Stockton off his list because he white. Quarter number 2. Quarter number 2, Bron. Let's just keep it a buck. We keep it a buck here at High IQ. Y'all motherfuckers is borderline racist.
Stockton did gentrify. He's a part of the gentrification. He did gentrify. He gentrified the point guard position, bro.
And gentrified the dream team.
Mm-hmm. He can sit his ass down somewhere.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, everybody. I'm serious. I put up in there. I think it's
gonna say the same thing I said.
I think yeah, true.
Shaq said that no one fears LeBron, and LeBron a day or two later made a post where LeBron has more double-digit games consecutively than Shaq has games played his entire career. Brian, what are your thoughts on these subtle clapbacks that Bron does from time to time?
I think that was in a very emotional response. Bron, I'm disappointed in you, Brody. You're too great for that. I don't even understand what the clapback, how is even relevant to what Shaq said. Okay, you had more double doubles than he had games played. So fucking what?
You don't have to be scared to get cooked.
Yeah. What is that? What does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything? I mean, I don't scare, right? I don't know. Let's define like.
Yeah, let's please do, because that shit is stupid.
Yeah, like I don't even know. Okay, you fear. Okay, like I was in a gym hooping yesterday.
Don't say nothing. You better say something.
And we won 9 straight games. These are all facts. We won 9 straight games. We was running the gym for about 2.5 hours. And I had about 4 game winners back to back to back to back. So as the game started to progress, every time the game got close, people started closing out on me at half court because they knew when I got the ball, they feared what I was going to do when I got it if the game was on the line. So if we're talking about fear, then I can understand from that perspective. And I can understand why at the end of the game, why people fear Kyrie, why people fear Jordan, why people fear Steph. Like, I understand that, but I'm not really sure I understand the context of what Shaq is saying. Like, people don't fear Bron. I think everyone develops their entire defensive scheme to stop Bron. So I think that in essence is some sort of respect and fear for what he does. Do people fear LeBron when he gets the ball with 10 seconds left on the shot clock and 12 seconds left in the game? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's different things. I think there's absolute fear when somebody gets on the court and you devise a scheme to just stop that person. To me, that is absolute reflection of fear.
Oh shit.
Go ahead, Ray.
Fear, right? You was trying to give a definition of it.
A terrible definition.
I think he made a great. I think he made some great points.
At the top of it,
he made some great points.
Awful comparison.
Fear, right? LeBron wins the championship, the whole league shifts. All of a sudden, the Lakers go sign. Who the Lakers win? Got Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, and they try to put a super team together, right?
Yeah.
LeBron wins a championship in Cleveland. Durant goes to Golden State. That's fear. The whole league shifts. The league adjusts to LeBron winning a championship, and the whole league makes moves to stop LeBron from winning championships.
You also add in KG and Paul Pierce leaving Boston, going to Brooklyn,
right?
With Darren Williams, Joe Smith, and Joe Johnson, and Brook Lopez.
Yeah, that to me is the ultimate sign of fear. It's not just, we doing different things during the game to try to stop you. We're altering, we're trading players, we're adding pieces to try to stop you from winning championships. To me, that's the definition of fear. LeBron has put fear over the entire league. It hasn't always equated to him winning championships because, KD goes to Golden State and all of a sudden there's an opportunity for maybe a three-peat for Cleveland. Cleveland maybe 3-peats in that little window, but now KD's in Golden State and now they're maybe the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah.
And that shuts all that down. That's fear. The second best player in the world who at times you probably asked KD, he thought he was better than LeBron at different times. You felt the need to go join that.
Yeah, to
stop LeBron. That's fear. We can't beat you by ourselves. I can't go, man. I can't line up with an equal roster in OKC, and you got an equal roster in Cleveland, wherever you at the moment, and say I can beat you one-on-one. It comes down to me and you. I got to have a loaded deck to beat you, and that's what it has taken to stop LeBron from winning.
That's a great point, and you've been saying that for years. That is the true definition of fear when the entire league shifts to stop you from winning. Like it's not just it was Brooklyn, it was Boston. All these teams like changed their whole roster to compete with one guy to keep up with one guy, and that's LeBron James. That is fear. Now I don't. All right, you can see it in game too. They called Toronto LeBronto for 3 years straight.
Yeah,
those Toronto Raptors folded in the presence of LeBron James. They were scared of that man.
He leaves and they win the championship.
Fact.
I know Kawhi came over, but he leaves and it's LeBronto, right?
It's
he
LeBronto.
leaves and goes to the Western Conference, and all of a sudden it's not LeBronto no more. They win a championship.
All of a sudden, the East is no longer weak now that LeBron leaves. The East was never weak. He just made it look weak. There was times in the Eastern Conference, not the finals, the Eastern Conference where Bron was predicted to lose. There was teams favored to beat him. Remember when the Hawks won 60 games and they had 4 All-Stars? 4-1 them boys. Remember when young Jason Tatum and that's when Kyrie first went there, but Kyrie got hurt. They were supposed to knock off Cleveland. Bron beat them. Toronto was supposed to knock them off a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them. Young Paul George, Roy Hibbert, and all those. Like it's been a plethora of teams that was supposed to knock off whatever iteration of Bron and his team was, and it didn't happen because them boys folded under that pressure of knocking LeBron off. He had to be a super team, a loaded deck roster, an all-time great team to beat him, because after that 3-1 comeback, Golden State was never beating him again.
Yeah,
they had to get KD to knock him off.
I know how Bron feels after we won our 9.
Fuck up,
after
man.
we won our 9 yesterday, they assembled like a whole super team to try to beat us. And
you know what? I will give you. I don't know about nothing about the 9 game straight because I wasn't there.
2.5
and me and my boy got this rule: if I wasn't there, that shit don't count.
Really?
If I ain't see it, it don't count. But I have seen, and I've been on your team before where we have knocked off playground super teams.
You've seen it.
So
you've seen it.
We have done that before, but you sure wasn't the reason.
But you sure are familiar with Logo Ran. For those that don't know, there's a logo on a basketball court. That's usually where I get picked up from because I will launch from that spot. So yesterday when we were playing, as we're coming up, people yell, "Yo, old head, you ass, you this, you this, you that, you this." So I understand what Bron is going through. Y'all can say these things that you're not feared and all this and all that, but you're devising a whole scheme around Bron. We all watch the games. We all see everyone sinking in the paint to stop Bron from being effective and doing what he does. You guys are daring other people on the team to beat you when you play LeBron for the most part, for the better part of his career. I know that feeling because yesterday, as soon as I crossed half court, they were picking me up. I couldn't even get the ball. They're screaming at me, I'm ass, but you're guarding me at half court, bro. Back up and let me launch this shit, and you're gonna go home.
I've seen Logo Ran. I've seen Logo B. I've never seen Logo Ran.
Wow,
never.
Listen, put it in the comments, bro. That's crazy.
I've seen
that's crazy.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I've seen Logo Byrd. I've seen Logo B. I've seen Logo Lil. I just seen Logo Ag.
Oh, and you've never seen Logo Ran?
Fuck no.
Yo, bro.
You go bugging. You hugging the line, B.
yo,
you hugging. You ain't never shot from that far in your life. What are you talking about?
Okay. Listen,
yo, Ran.
Please clip this up.
I respect
clip
that
this
you
up.
Understand your role. And you play it well, but that right there is never been your role in your life.
Please clip this part up, and please let's just all as a group monitor the comments. You're going to see 70 people say y'all are tripping. He's definitely a logo bull. Like I'm definitely a logo bull. But
yeah, you bugging. You bugging.
Y'all been away for too long.
So this narrative about everybody feared Mike.
It's bullshit, man.
You guys have talked about this before.
I think game on the line, Mike. People.
Yo, I agree that like with Steph, Steph is one of those dudes where end of the game, I fear him because Steph can make shots from anywhere,
absolutely
under duress. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those guys.
Yes.
So you fear him in that perspective.
Yes.
And Mike the same, Kobe the same,
Dame, Trey,
right?
Like
these type guys, but like we just said, we've seen the league alter itself. Like the league is shifting. We are adding players to try to stop this man from having success.
So do you think LeBron, based on that example, do you think Bron is then in fact the most feared?
I think he the most. Think about it, Kyle. I've said this has always been one of my biggest points in regards to the GOAT conversation, right? You go back to the Mike run, right? And you go to the teams that he went through to win championships, right? One thing you will notice is that the Knicks pushed them. The Knicks will go 7 games with the Bulls, hard fought series, right? The Knicks will come back with the same team every single year. Like the Knicks never looked at it and said, yo, maybe we go add a Clyde Drexler or go add this piece or that piece. Maybe we can beat them. LeBron beat somebody and we make a move. He came back. The Golden State won 72 games and felt the need to go get KD. We were up 3-1.
73
we were
wins.
Kyrie don't hit that shot.
Yeah.
You won your back-to-back NBA champions and maybe considered the greatest team ever.
But teams back then were also designed, organizations were ran differently. Free agency was very different.
It was different.
Too.
But
I don't know if
you got a team that has appeared to be untouchable. The Bulls were untouchable. We got the league by their throats.
Yeah.
No one felt the need to make. The Knicks were close.
They were close.
They were close. If they had done anything, anything could have got them over the top. Yeah. Like maybe we go get it was Patrick Ewing and role players.
Yeah.
Maybe we go get another superstar because the Bulls had 2 superstars. We go grab another superstar. Maybe we can knock them off. No adjustment, no movement to say we're going to come back with the same team year and year and year and lose and lose and lose and not make no adjustment. Today's league, that's why I think you'll never see another team three-peat again because the league, Denver's not a super team, right? It's a good basketball team. It's not a super team. The whole league adjusted. Dame went to Milwaukee. The Bradley Beal to Phoenix. Boston Celtics went out and got Holiday and Porzingis. That's not a super team. They just said, yo, we want to beat y'all. So we're going to do things to put a better roster so we can knock y'all off. It's harder today to sustain success. Okay. The Bulls, Mike was during a time where if you had the best team, you're going to stay with the best team because no one did anything to make a move to try to catch you.
Yeah.
At no time during Mike's run as champion was he favored to lose except once.
That's the year he came back.
No, it wasn't the year he came back.
LA?
It was Utah the second time because they had home court.
Okay.
That was the only time.
Right.
That was the last chip.
Mike ain't never had to climb. We never seen Mike in a situation where he's going against a better team and he's had to overcome. Like, yo, Mike, we don't need you to be Mike. We need you to be better than Mike. LeBron has been in situations where, yo, being LeBron is not going to be enough. You need to be something different to beat Super this Saiyan team. And we've seen him come up short in those moments, be great and just not be enough. And we've seen him come up in situations where he's been more than what it was expected and be able to overcome the odds.
Go ahead, Neil. You got something to say?
It's only because I wanted you guys to respond to. As we're closing here, I just wanted to hear you guys talk about the fact that because Shaq has come up and he's been starting to say stuff, and I feel like you guys are commenting on that. And this is clearly like, hey man, you played in a time. I get it. People feared you because you were big, but I think that's why this question's here. What do you think about Shaq?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Shaq, and I talked about this with Scoop 5 years ago. I talked to him. Shaq knows that he left a lot on the table. He got the 4 rings. Yeah, he's got the MVP. Should have been the first ever unanimous MVP, by the way. I will say that. It shouldn't have been. Allen Iverson shouldn't have got that first place vote in 2000. No way. But Shaq knows that he's supposed to be in the 30,000 point club. Shaq knows that he's supposed to have 6 rings instead of 4 at minimum. Shaq knows that he had another arguable top 5, no doubt, top 10 player in Kobe Bryant, and they should have won more championships together. He knows he squandered a lot of opportunities. So he's doing a lot of talking to compensate for that. He knows what he's left on the table.
No disagreement. I agree.
I mean, I think Shaq played with great LeBron before. You were on a team with MVP LeBron. Like, how you not show respect? Like, you were on a team with LeBron James at his height, and he carried you Well, they got knocked off in the Eastern Conference Finals
Right.
Eastern Conference semis, Boston. 2010.
because you weren't what you needed to be.
Yeah, because you can't defend the goddamn pick and roll. That's why. And you can't defend the pick and roll your entire career. That's my biggest knock on Shaq. You can't defend the goddamn pick and roll to save your life.
You should have saw how me and Lil was defending the pick and roll yesterday, bro.
We headed into halftime. This
was
is
the
High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We will be back after a word from our sponsor. This is halftime, and halftime is sponsored by If You Know, You Know. Trivia games. This is a trivia game created by a great friend of mine and friend to the show, Saquon Gillette. If You Know, You Know is a 90s to 2020s hip-hop and R&B trivia game. Is created by Saquon Gillette. As I said, it's Star Corner Production, Star Corner Games, and it's the game you never knew you needed. Guaranteed to have you singing, dancing, laughing, and reminiscing. You'll probably learn something too in the most fun way ever. It's for ages 13 and up. Because you know, with hip hop, we have explicit lyrics. But yeah, if you know, you know, trivia game. Get it on Amazon and wherever games are sold. That is our halftime sponsor. And we are back. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We are heading into quarter 3, and I know you guys saw Kyrie's left hand hook from the free throw, beyond the free throw line for game.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I'm sorry. How you introduce you and Ray, but you don't say Red Cup Rand is in the building?
Because I introduced Red Cup Rand at the top.
But I'm an honorary brother here now. I'm a part of the gang. This is gang. You
are.
So you know what I
mean? Let me run that back.
I don't need to be on the marquee or nothing. But
I'll run it back. I'm sorry.
Rockstar Red Cup.
Sorry. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We are back. This is the third quarter. We got Rockstar Red Cup Rand in the building. He drunk as shit. We gonna get into the third quarter. Kyrie Irving's left hand hook shot for game. Number one, is that one of the best game winners of all time? And then we're gonna get into this skill set thing where we're debating. A lot of talking heads are debating, is Kyrie the most skilled basketball player ever? You mind if I start with Rand? Right. We can start with Rand.
Is it the greatest game winner of all time?
Is it one of?
I mean, we gotta chill. Kyrie also hit a game winner in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, absolutely.
That corner thing shot Bron when he beat the Bulls that time. Yeah.
Right.
30-footer.
Yeah. No.
So you mean chill as far as don't even ask the question at all?
Yeah, that's not really a question.
Yeah,
okay.
I would agree.
That's not even his greatest.
Yeah, it's not
winner.
That's a fact.
The questions are circulating. As a host, I gotta do my job.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? I think as far as difficulty goes, I think it's a
very difficult,
an all-time great game winner because it's at the buzzer. Now, granted, the score was tied, so if he missed a shot, they go into overtime. No harm, no foul, whatever. Yeah. I'm of the mindset of a true game winner, a true buzzer beater, a true super clutch shot is when you're down 1, down 2, and you hit a walk-off shot to win a game. That's when the pressure's on, because if you miss that shot, you lose.
Yeah.
But a left hand hook shot
from the free throw
line
moving
against Joker,
a 7-footer on your head,
who's legit contesting the shot. That shit is crazy.
Yeah. That shit was bread too.
That shit is crazy. And I don't know about y'all. When he took the shot, I'm like, that shit good. Okay, yeah. That shit good. I would have been surprised if he missed it. That's how high regard I have for Kyrie's skill set. Now, with that being said, Byrd, where does he rank skill-wise all time? And by skill, I mean, dribbling, passing, all that shit.
Kyrie is the most skilled basketball player ever. I would probably have Kobe in a close second. But Kyrie is as good as it gets. His game is flawless. You know what I mean? There's nothing he can't do with a basketball handle-wise. He got mid-range. He can shoot the tray ball. He got floaters. He finishes at the rim, both hands. Kyrie offensively is flawless. He has no flaws in his games. You can't push him to do anything as a defender. Like sometimes you can send a guy left and you know that he takes a dribble, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot a jumper if he goes left. If he keep him off his strong hand, he's going to do this. Kyrie can do anything. Like I don't think Kyrie goes into a possession with a plan. Like sometimes you got a plan. Like, I got the ball on the right block. I'm turning on the right shoulder. That's what I'm going to do. Kyrie is going to adjust to what you do. If you do this, he's going to do that. You know what I mean? You press up on him, he going to the cup. You sit back, he's shooting the jumper. Like he is adjusting to what you're doing as a defender. And I think he has the most visually appealing game. Like I love watching Kyrie play. Like he is top tier.
So you like looking at like Kyrie when he playing?
Yeah, he's like visually. That's the most visually appealing basketball game I've seen.
It's visually attractive.
It is. It's visually attractive.
He trying to get you to say some wild shit.
No, he likes what he see when he sees Kyrie. You like what you see when you see Kyrie.
Give me lean off.
I get it. I got you.
Very attractive ball game.
I got to get you to say some wild.
So what will be your top 5 most skilled?
I ain't gonna give you a whole top 5. I'm just gonna give you my top 2. I'm gonna give you my top 3. I'm gonna say Kai. I'm gonna give you my top 4. Kai, Kobe, because Kobe's footwork was incredible. Mike had incredible footwork too, especially when he got to the middle part of prime of his career when the athletic ability started to drop down a little bit. And I'm gonna say Bron. Most people don't put Bron in that conversation, but Bron, we talk about Kyrie hitting a left hand winner. Bron hit left hand winners too. Like
seeing it multiple times.
Bron is ambidextrous, left right hand. He does incredible stuff. Footwork. Did
you know that Bron is naturally left-handed?
Right. I've heard that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like Bron has that too. And probably at the 5 spot, maybe I'll throw KD because his footwork is impeccable as well. And he got everything you want offensively.
Can I go after Byrd?
Mid, sure. Long ball. He gets to the cup. That's
long.
He got the long ball.
Long ball is wow.
He got the long balls.
His
long ball is good.
Long ball, crazy ball. He can shoot the tray.
The tray.
Can we keep it high IQ?
That's what we always
want to make sure. Can we keep it high IQ?
We want to make sure we're following you, bro. That's what we want to follow.
Understand. We try.
I'm always talking basketball.
We try to understand.
Understand that I'm always talking basketball.
We understand.
I dig it. I understand. Long ball is wild.
The long ball tray. We get it.
All right. That's a good list. It's a good list. Kudos. You on high IQ for a reason. Kobe is the most skilled basketball player to ever live.
Above Kai?
Yeah, and here's why. Kobe took what Mike had and expanded upon it. He expanded the range. He expanded the handle. Check this out, right? A lot of times during the triangle offense with the Bulls, they would set Mike up on the left block, exclusively on the left block. When Kobe took that on that role, it was left block, right block, left corner, right corner, left elbow, right elbow, left wing, right wing. Kobe expanded upon that offense so much. And not just the Shaq years, when Powell came over too, and Powell and Bynum, he utilized those bigs so much, and he utilized the whole floor. You can operate in a triangle from everywhere on the floor with Kobe.
That's the question.
Sure.
And you continue on after, but you said you got him over Kyrie, right?
Yeah, I do.
You got him at 1. What does he do better than Kyrie skill wise? Because I think Kyrie's a better shooter from deep. He's a better mid-range shooter. Mm-hmm. He's a better finisher, and he has a better handle. So if we're talking about skill wise, what does he do better than Kyrie? I understand he's a bigger player and he has better accolades and all that stuff. But in regards to skill set, what does he do better?
Fair question. He shoots better under duress. Kobe is the most contested jump shooter in the history of the game. Period.
Continue.
Bar none. I think that's about it. Now I don't have any problem with you having Kyrie 1. So I think Kyrie.
That's it. If you're saying that's it, how you got him over top of Kyrie? If you're saying that's the only
because
thing
I just told you in specific sets, like that specific set, Kobe expanded upon it
talking about
so
Mike.
much.
You talking about? I understand that.
And I got Mike third.
You talking about Kai? So you talking about Kai and not Mike and Kobe? You talking about Kai and Kobe? So you're saying the only thing he does better is he shoots under duress better.
Mm-hmm. You got way better post game.
So
it's not even close.
I'm not,
and that's a skill.
I'm not 100% sure about that.
That's a skill, and he's got better footwork.
Skill set, not better. I don't think no one has better footwork than Kai.
I don't think anybody has better footwork than Kobe.
And where's the basketball, right? We all hoop, right? One of the biggest skill sets that you can have is like after somebody makes contact with you. Mm-hmm. Most dudes do what? Pick up the basketball. Mm-hmm. That's what separates great players from good players. Is that after you make contact with somebody, can you make them pick up the basketball? Kai picks up the basketball when he wants to, when he's going to finish. Mm-hmm. You make contact with Kyrie, it's another dribble that leads to a layup. Most people pick up the basketball now and leads to you turn a turnaround jumper. Go ahead. I'm just saying I got Kai.
Kobe, Kai, Mike, Hakeem. As a center, no one was better skill-wise than Hakeem Olajuwon. Yeah, there's more accomplished centers. There's more championship centers that score more points. But and Hakeem did it on both ends. He was just as skilled defensively as he was offensively. He got the best post moves ever. He got the dream shake. He got the reverse spin. He was the first center I ever seen with a legit crossover, like a crossover that's going to get you to the rim. He had a jump shot from 15 to 20 feet out that was cash, and I think his game would translate better today than it did back then. I think Hakeem would expand his range out to the three-point line. He was that good and that skilled, and it's evident by the way he's teaching these new players how to develop footwork and how to develop a post game and how to develop an offensive game that can't be stopped. And yo, I'm gonna throw a curveball at y'all for my number 5 as far as skill set. Larry Bird. 6'10", white dude from Indiana who can't jump over a comic book page that was busting everybody ass.
So you support gentrification?
I support skill set.
I get it. Yo, I get it.
I support skill set.
I get it. Is there any meat on the bone for me? I gotta. It's okay.
God damn.
Can I offer? Because I agree with you guys, but I'm gonna offer a couple other people.
All right.
I'm gonna give you a 5 that we haven't mentioned because you guys said Kyrie, Durant. That's on my list. When I think of skill set, to Ray's point, the handles and the shot array, the shot arrangement, but I'm also looking at can you get your shot off, a good shot off from anywhere on the court, pretty much with no one really being able to stop you. I'm going to preface it with that. I got to put T-Mac in there. I got to put Melo in there. I know y'all talking about footwork. Melo had phenomenal footwork. Melo's footwork,
but it was so basic,
meticulous too. Yeah. And for a heavier, he's always been a bigger forward. A bigger small forward.
I have no problem with that.
Melo was exceptional. This guy is never going to get the credit he probably deserves because he was never the lead, the alpha dog on the team. But Jamal Crawford.
All right, cool.
From a skill, Jamal Crawford can get any shot off he wanted.
You know who else is a low key? Same squad, Atlanta Hawks.
Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson had great footwork.
Let me get you more. I know.
Go ahead.
The Grant Hill. Before the injuries, Grant Hill's skill set
I got no problem.
was, his first step, his mid range, his long ball, He didn't have them. But I'm just saying he could shoot a little bit.
First of all, pause.
He had a nice pitch.
And second of all, he did not have that.
You don't like the long ball?
No.
You
not for Grant Hill.
Grant Hill couldn't shoot?
No.
He had a midi. He ain't had a trade ball.
But y'all put Jordan in there.
Keep going.
All right. The last one, I'm gonna do Mahmoud.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Mahmoud get any shot off he wanted.
So you just want to give like underappreciated.
Y'all named like the five that everyone is going to name. I just try to think of people that were
I don't
just
think
as
people
skilled.
were going to name Hakeem or Larry Bird.
I would actually argue that Joker may be. When you said both sides, I shut up with the Joker. But Joker is just as skilled. It is not as flashy, but Buddy can do whatever. There's no one that's going to stop Buddy from doing whatever he wants to do. And he don't. If you're going to give Bird credit, you got to give Joker credit, bro. He's doing it with like
you
goofy shit.
Like, I thought that's the first thing that came to mind was Joker.
So you cool with gentrification too?
No, that's why I ain't name him. No,
but you just did.
I'm FUBU.
You just did.
I'm FUBU all day.
We headed into the fourth quarter. Y'all got y'all brackets, man. NCAA tournament has already started, with the play-in. Wagner did beat Howard, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they got North Carolina.
I guess, yeah.
They're going to get punished.
Yeah, they're going to get smoked. But I do have my bracket. But I'm going to start with I'll let Ray go first. We're only doing the first round. We're going to continue through our bracket in real time as the tournament progresses, and we're going to oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, my phone went off. My bad.
That's crazy.
for the first time in 22 episodes.
That's crazy.
I got five more. Fuck ups before I reach you.
Neil, just shut everything the fuck up, bro.
That's crazy.
I got five more egregious missteps before I reach you.
No more Duce on the set, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, give you water, man.
He playing reels and shit going on recording and all that. Crazy.
But Ray, go ahead with your.
It's crazy that we're going through all the games, but I'm gonna go.
We're not going through all the. We're going to just the first round.
Why don't you do the East? Why don't you do the first round of the East? I'll do the South, and then you do the West and the Midwest.
I got UConn. I'm gonna take Northwestern. I'm gonna take San Diego State, Auburn. I'm gonna take Duquesne in the upset. Illinois, Washington State over Drake, and Iowa State.
And
that's the
what
East.
Bracket you?
I'll slide
that was the East.
I'll do the South, and then you do the West and the Midwest.
Okay.
Houston's going to punch on Longwood. Texas A&M over Nebraska.
Longwood is
wild.
Like Longwood, long ball. It's
Longwood
like,
is crazy.
Who would go to Longwood University? That's crazy. I want to go to Longwood. I'm signed up to go to Longwood.
I signed a letter.
Yeah,
you got the hat with the hat.
I'm announcing. I'm going to Division I Longwood. That's crazy.
Imagine having a press conference.
That's crazy.
Wait, D1 at Longwood? Wow.
Like, I am taking my talents to Longwood.
Crazy.
It's wild as hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Texas A&M over Nebraska. I'm gonna take JMU over
31-3. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take JMU over Wisconsin. I like JMU.
Should I change my pick then?
I think Duke is on punch on Vermont.
Yeah.
Texas Tech. I was telling B off camera. Texas Tech is my surprise team in the entire tournament. That's the one team I think that has a chance of going to the Final Four out of all of these other lower ranked teams.
Wow, they got Marquette a 2 seed.
Yeah, word.
I like Texas Tech. Listen, I'm glad I get the South. We need to talk about Kentucky.
What do you think?
I would not be fucking surprised if they lose to Oakland.
That's crazy.
Yeah, John Calipari is one of the biggest disappointments in college basketball today. With all of the talent that he's had in his 30 plus years of coaching to have one chip, with all of the McDonald's All-American blue chippers,
you gotta really take under consideration. I'm gonna keep it.
We can't make no excuses.
Listen,
people,
I'm a Duke fan. I'm a Duke fan. When you get one and done guys, it's hit or miss.
I agree.
Because you have success, right? You're gonna have success. You're gonna win games, but when you're going against these teams with these 22, 23, 24-year-old guys.
Ray, that's bullshit.
I'm telling you, it happens.
Let me tell you
how many one and done teams have won.
Let me tell you why it's bullshit. Because you're talking archaic. Right now, they have the transfer portal and NIL. He could recruit more veteran and experienced players right now if he wanted to. Yes, you could, to build around his one and done guys.
When you're recruiting these guys, when you're trying to transfer portal, you want to play. You're trying to pave a path for you to get to the NBA.
Sure.
Everybody wants to play in the league,
Yes.
right? You want to play. If I know that you're recruiting, you got a university, you're the head coach, and I know you got one of the best recruiting classes in the country, and you got 5, 6 All-Americans coming in, there's not a path for me to be able to showcase my skill set to play. I'm not going here. I'm going to go to Tennessee where I know I can get major tick.
Right. That may be true for the Duke scenario that you're talking about. But the two best players right now, the lottery picks on Kentucky, are both coming off the bench. Dillingham and Shepard come off the bench. They both come off. They're the two best players on the team right now. And so I'm talking about with the stockpile of talent that they have. If you're saying that they're not going to win with one and done players, I do not disagree with that. But you have to like adjust to the times. You got to acquiesce to what's going on. It is unacceptable. I don't give a shit about the rules and what has happened. For him to have all the Division I NBA level talent, McDonald's All-American blue chip talent that he's had, to have one chip, and as B mentioned, going all the way back to UMass, one chip in 30 plus years, bro, with all of the McDonald's All-Americans, all of the dudes in the league right now, that's dominant, that's number ones on teams, all-stars. Yo, this dude, half of the all-star roster this year came from John Calipari.
I remember.
It's guard you.
That's crazy.
Guard.
For him to have one chip, bro, for them to have 9 losses, and I had an argument with a couple of the homies about some of the teams he's lost to this season is just an abomination. Like, I'm a Kentucky fan. I hate what he's done with Kentucky over the last couple of years.
They underachieved.
Bro, I mean, I'm looking at
underachieved.
Listen, I look at leadership from the top down, not the bottom up. He is the leader. He's recruiting. He's building the team. He is specifically going after these players. He got to do better. As I move on, Oakland, I hope Oakland beat them.
But that also, you also say that based on his track record.
Yeah.
To Bird's point, this freshman class has been mid.
I agree.
But I also go since UMass, this guy has been mid.
So if we're talking about this year didn't pan out the way we wanted, cool, I'll give you that. But what we're going to talk about with Boogie Cousins and AD and John Wall and all of these other guys he's had over the years that are fucking killing it at the NBA level right now, making first team, second team, third team, all NBA, and he did nothing with him. He was out in Sweet 16 with these. Get the Calipari, bro. You got to go. I'm sorry. He got to go. If he does not make it to the Final Four, he got to go. I'm sorry. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Florida is going to beat
Colorado and Boise.
So whoever they're going to be, whoever wins out of Boise and Colorado, and Western Kentucky is ass. They've been ass. They're going to get destroyed and stomped on.
Hold on. I don't know. You know why he said that,
I don't know
right?
who would ever go to Western Kentucky, but they suck donkey ass. They're going to get killed. Western Kentucky. Who the fuck want to go to the west side of Kentucky? Bro, if you're going to go to Lexington, if you're going to go to Kentucky, go to Lexington, not the west side.
My boy got buckets.
I don't know anybody that went there. I'm just saying, real ones don't go to Western Kentucky. If you're going to Kentucky, you're going to, you know what I mean, Lexington. You're not going to Western. Where the fuck is Western Kentucky? The fuck out of here.
Neil, you know who went to Western Kentucky, right?
I don't know.
He's been a guest on the show. He wears shades.
Long hair, don't care. Dark skin look like Lloyd. That's my man. I love you.
So I got 2 brackets.
Yeah.
Man. So I'm gonna start in the West. All right. Of course, shout out to Wagner. My cousin Josh Thompson played at Wagner. Shout out to Wagner, but y'all gonna get smoked. I got Michigan State beating Mississippi State. I got you always say the 5-12 matchup is always the upset, but I got St. Mary's smoking Grand Canyon.
That's the question. Is this the St. Mary's from Jersey? Jersey City St. Mary's?
I believe so. And I got Alabama beating Charleston. I have Clemson beating New Mexico. Baylor stomping on Colgate. I have Nevada beating Dayton. And I have Arizona beating Long Beach State. And the Midwest I have too. Yes. Grambling, and they just playing for the right to get smoked by Purdue. I have TCU beating Utah State. I got Gonzaga beating McNeese State.
30 wins. God damn.
I got Kansas beating Samford. Yo, I'm gonna switch this pick right here. I got Oregon beating South Carolina. I got Creighton beating Akron. They're gonna beat the shit out of Akron. Texas over Colorado State, and Tennessee gonna stomp all over St. Peter's.
Look out for Tennessee too.
Yo, what's your all right? I know we just doing rounds, but it's
Final
good to
four.
make predictions. What's your final four?
I got in the East, I got UConn coming out. In the West, I got North Carolina. In the South, I got I'm gonna go with Texas Tech, man. I like Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yo, I like Texas Tech. Look out for Texas Tech. Watch. And then in the Midwest, I got Purdue.
B.
Well, you know what? I want to go up. No, fuck Purdue.
Purdue's
Fuck
gonna,
Purdue.
they're gonna be tough to beat.
I know they're gonna be tough to beat. But you know, I'm gonna go on a wild card. I like Tennessee. I was telling B that before we
Yeah,
got.
you did.
I like Tennessee, yo. I like Tennessee.
That
So give me,
motherfucking Edie,
yo.
7, whatever he is.
I know.
That motherfucker.
I know.
He ain't shit. He ain't
Yo,
gonna play in
he
the
ain't doing
NBA.
shit in the league,
At all.
but he's tough in college. He's tough.
Yes.
He's tough. But give me Tennessee, give me Texas Tech, UConn, North Carolina. UConn wins it all.
Okay. I have North Carolina. I have Houston, North Carolina, Kansas.
Kansas. Ooh, you know the best
And
player.
you-
You know
and
the best
UConn.
players out for the whole tournament.
I already made my picks.
Look out for El Marco. Look out for El Marco in Kansas.
And UConn. I have UConn and Houston in the championship game, and I have UConn winning by the score of
Back to back.
87-81.
Back to back.
Yeah, they're the most complete team by
Yeah,
far.
Nobody
I mean,
going back to back, man. I got UConn coming out the East. I got North Carolina by default. 'Cause that's a shitty bracket. Coming
very,
out the West.
very shitty bracket.
I'm going with Duke out the South because I'm a Duke fan.
Man, get the
Man,
fuck
get the
out
fuck
of
out,
here.
man. Man, listen, man.
Purdue coming out the
This
Midwest.
guy's crazy.
And I got Duke winning the whole fucking
Man, get
thing.
You
fuck outta here,
bugging.
man.
God damn, you done changed your
He's-
name
he's-
to low
man,
IQ
this guy's
basketball. This guy's
fucking
tripping.
Yo, I got Duke winning the whole fucking thing.
Duke. Are you kidding me?
Is he crazy?
I'll put Western Kentucky.
Yeah, hell yeah. Right, hell yeah. Western Kentucky will beat Duke. Who the fuck would go to Western Kentucky?
I got Duke winning the whole fucking thing, man.
Fucking Duke and Western
So
Kentucky.
we got a little time left. Number one seeds on the women's side.
Oh, yes.
Surprisingly enough, we thought that because Stanford got to the Pac-12 championship game, that they were going to get a number one seed. But Texas got that number one seed, and Stanford is in their bracket.
Mhm.
This is the first time in Cameron Brink's career that she has not been a number one seed. Do they still make it out? And
Yo, you're always talking about the money, right? You know how the girls' tournament is all in the same goddamn place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
God.
Portland and Albany.
Yeah,
Portland and Albany.
that one right there.
Yeah. Bird came prepared, bro. Bird came with the liquor and the brackets.
Got you the same. Don't worry about it.
It must be new.
But that's we do have the men's and the women's bracket. My question is, does Cameron Brink and Stanford still come out as the number 2 seed, even with Texas being the number 1 seed in their bracket? And who do you have in your total Final Four in the women's bracket? Let's start with Rand.
USC. I think USC, South Carolina,
USC, South Carolina, UConn.
I don't think I had UConn. It was LSU is where? Whose bracket are they in?
LSU is in Iowa's bracket.
Is it two?
Okay, we talked about. Listen, I got LSU beating Iowa. I got USC. I got South Carolina. Man, I'm with you. Stamp. I got Texas. I gotta go Texas.
Wow.
I gotta go Texas, bro.
Over Stanford?
Over Stanford.
Texas is tough.
Texas is tough, bro. They got some dogs.
Stanford
over there.
ain't like that.
Stanford got them prissy, tall ass little white chicks. Nah, I ain't beat for that, bro.
It could be
I'm not with that
I just watched
gentrification
USC
shit.
smack them.
South Carolina is why I
8
think
points.
South Carolina. I want to see South Carolina
And
and
USC, right?
LSU.
No, I don't want to see that.
I want to see that again.
I want to see it in the Final Four. I want to see Chip. I want to see Juju versus South Carolina.
I think South Carolina going to take Juju right up again. The last game I saw Juju played, I commented Juju played like shit.
They thought they was throwing all bullshit at him.
I know, but Carolina's going to do the same thing. It's such a good defensive team. You don't think so?
You see,
They're a great
Carolina,
defensive team.
Great defensive team, bro.
Last time they had to deal with somebody like that, Catlin sent them home, and they had a better team last year than they got this year.
Yeah, but I'm not really fuck her.
I agree with you. They had a better team, but they couldn't. They couldn't counter Iowa shooting. They couldn't shoot the ball to save their life. The whole Iowa defense was sagging off on their guards because they could not shoot.
Yeah.
Now you got Raven Johnson. Now you got Tahiti Pow. You got Pow. You got Johnson. You got Malaysia Fawali coming off the bench. You cannot sag off them no more. That shit is a wrap.
I think right now South Carolina girls will beat Western Kentucky. South Carolina girls will beat Western Kentucky, man.
Shit, man.
They would. They would probably beat the team that your man played on right now. If that team played, that whatever dude you said played, the South Carolina women will beat them right now. Facts.
You got LSU coming out of that bracket.
South Carolina coming out of that Albany one. What's that? New York? They in New York?
Yeah.
The whole tournament in New York and Portland. I got South Carolina. I'm gonna take Texas coming out of the Portland 4.
Is Albany in New York.
Why Portland
Guys,
4?
dumb as shit, right?
That's some Chop level shit, right? That's what shit Chop would say.
Yo, what's up with Chop, man? How
Listen,
Chop doing?
He coming back from IR, bro. He coming back. He rehabbing now.
Yeah.
The game about to get back together.
I'm gonna take Iowa because I think the NCAA wants Catlin on the Final Four.
All right, that's real talk.
And I'm worried about USC, man. They got UConn in this bracket, man. And I don't know if they can beat UConn. I'm gonna take UConn coming out of Portland 3. And I'm gonna take South Carolina to win the whole thing. Because at the end of the day, USC ain't as good as their ranking.
They're not.
Their number 1 seed.
They're not.
They got Juju.
They have a great player,
some
not a
role
great team.
players.
Yeah.
And eventually, that defense that Stanford threw at them, it's going to work.
It is.
They're going to come against a team. They're going to take Juju away.
It is.
And they're not going to make shots.
It is.
And it's going to work, and they're going to go home.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry.
The defense in the first game that Stanford played, they let Juju go wild.
She had 60
50
or whatever.
She had 51. But it was a close game. They only won by 4 or 5 points. The second game in the Pac-12 championship, when they threw that bullshit defense at Juju and she only had 9 points, they lost by double digits.
Yeah.
So it's like pick your poison.
They made shots. All it takes is, we all hoop, right? If Rand is on a wing and I say I ain't guarding Rand and I just leave him, he's with us and he misses a couple of them. I don't care who you are. That put a little doubt in your fucking mind. And all of a sudden you could be a shooter and you be in a gym where nobody know you. And over here you a killer and here we don't know you. We leave you. You miss 1 or 2. And now you start doubting yourself and you miss a couple of shots and all of a sudden that defense starts working.
The complete opposite can happen as well.
Well, you can make that's what I'm saying. The tournament is it's not one game, it's a number of games. So all it takes for one time you to have an off shooting night. If I walk into a game against USC, and I know I can run this defense and I can take Juju away, I'm gonna be cool. If we lose because all those other guys made shots, I'm cool.
B, that's the way that y'all lost to us so many times with Chop. Y'all would just leave Chop in the corner and he just knock shit down and we get y'all out of here.
That is true.
That's a fact. That's how
fact.
I was you too though.
No, you never. Y'all right. B most times is going. B never left me. B keep it a bean. B can you keep it a bean? You did not leave. You never just left me open. Stop. Never. No. You typically guarded Aggie. He would guard me, and then Derek would get killed by Chop. Derek start sagging in the paint, and Chop knock shit down from the corner, start licking his fingers and shit, and y'all be mad as hell. And then y'all brought the other dudes. Y'all brought German who don't pass the ball. We was killing y'all.
I will say, I don't want to be the reason why we lose. So whatever matchup, which is typically ran, I'm denying the ball because I know
I'm gonna spark that shit.
That bullshit set shot goes in sometimes.
I'm gonna spark
so
that
I'm
shit.
gonna stick to him so he does not get that opportunity. But that ain't got shit to do with what we talking about. we go head into the OT. Byrd, take it away with the OT, man.
Byrd wilding with
What's the OT? The state of hip hop, right?
Female hip hop, I thought.
Just hip hop in general.
Okay.
Are females taking over? Like when you turn on the radio and you check the billboards and whatever to see who just top songs, top albums, and so on and so forth. It seemed like females is really starting to take over the game. Like if you think of like who the top artists in the game, you think of Lotto, you think of Cardi, Nicki, Sexy. Those are the names that come to mind. Like, don't get me wrong, you still got the Dirks, you still got the Lil Babies and Drake. Obviously, you always gonna have Drake. But when you think of the biggest names in hip hop, you kind of think females, a lot of females on that list. And when you turn on the radio, that's all you hear.
Ray, I don't know if you want to have this conversation.
I'm just saying, do you feel like
let's have this conversation.
Females are starting to take over?
No, I think
why?
I think it's programming, right? I'm gonna get real deep here too for a second. I feel like if you look at our culture, the state of our culture, most executives and record labels are all middle-aged white men or white males, right?
Right.
There are very talented people out here that cannot get a deal, but they give people like fucking Sexy Red and all of these, you know, fuck my baby daddy and all of this type of shit. It's social programming.
So you believe in that? You believe in that Kanye plant?
I believe that it is strategic for music executives today to propel the message of young black women to like degrade themselves and like degrade their culture. I believe it.
I agree.
I believe it. If you look at just the programming, let me make one other point.
Let me say this. It only works if we feed into it.
I agree.
If we don't feed into it, you got to go with what makes money, right?
When you say we, I guess, you know, that demo is talking to a younger demographic in general, right? But even if you turn on social media right now, if you look at all of like the videos and all of that stuff that comes on your timeline, for the most part, it's all women for the most part, you know, proclaiming to men how they don't need a man, how they don't want to do shit that men want them to do, how like the old traditional like gender roles are things that young black women today don't want to do. And in the music that's perpetuated out here, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like, we're going to rebel. We don't want to do the shit that men want us to do. If y'all can do it, we can do it. And that's the message that gets promoted. There are socially conscious black female rap artists out here that just can't get any radio time. They can't get no spins. So it's propaganda, bro. And when you turn on social media, I was just having this conversation with my homeboys the other day. I'm not saying that, you know, men are right or women are. I think it's just like this whole like gender wars thing that's perpetuated on social media. And when you turn on social media, bro, all the messaging from like young black women is resistant to like the black man.
Okay.
It is. I'm not saying that all black men are like living up to what's expected of them culturally as well, but I rarely turn on social media and hear black men like talk about they don't want to take care of their woman. They don't want to provide. They don't want to protect. They don't want to do these things. But the propaganda today is propelling women to be more outward with their expression and resistant towards culture overall. I'll stop there.
I think you're going against the grain because I guess in not necessarily defense of women, but just to give a different side of it. I think there's been a shift in everything in regards to what those roles are, right? Mm-hmm. Today's world, right? You're fighting against, as a black man, right? You're fighting against generational poverty, right? That's not a one person job. That's a two people job. Mm-hmm. So the traditional is that the woman stays at home, the man goes and provides, and that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Today's world, that doesn't work. Mm-hmm. You both got to go out here and work. So if we both out here working, that means that we're splitting that job. So we have to split all the jobs: the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care of the kids. That all we all have to participate in these things.
Believe that's propaganda too, because did both of your parents work?
Yes.
Did both of your parents work?
Yeah.
Both of my parents worked too. This whole ideology that culturally we come from this generation where the mom stays home and the father went to work. That's some shit from like the 40s and the 30s. That's not. Like, people are living in a time that we're not speaking about. The generation I grew up, all the women in my family worked. The males in my family worked. They worked together. Like, but
that's the thing. That's
the social economical divide of our culture is what's being perpetuated. The women that are rapping and singing about positive shit won't get on the radio.
You're right.
Like the machine doesn't want the positive message promoted because in their mind it doesn't sell.
Yeah.
So they force feed it down everyone's throat.
Yeah.
All of this negative shit. They over sexualize our young women. These young women are doing it to get to the bag because a lot of them come from broken homes where they don't want to depend on a man. It's like a whole big cycle. It's a cycle. It really is.
And it didn't start with Sexy Red, Glorilla, and none of these drones that's out here right now. And I'm gonna get to my top female MCs and all that, and whether they are taking over the game, which they have. They have. Let's just keep it above. Like Ray said, all you hear everywhere on and people don't really listen to the radio too much anymore. But when I do listen to the radio, that's all I hear.
That ratchet shit.
And social media, my timeline is flooded with that type of rap, but it didn't start there. It's been a 40-year trend. In the early 80s to the mid 80s, rap had a message and a purpose.
Yep.
I'll tell you exactly when it stopped. When Public Enemy came on the scene and said, fight the power. The label execs, the powers that be said, fuck that. They gotta go because they are going to start a real life revolution and it's going to be televised. Public Enemy was going to start some shit that they weren't going to be able to stop. Here comes NWA. We can promote this because this is what we want the people to see. We want people to see gang violence. We want people to see. Now, don't get me wrong. NWA has some message joints too. Fuck the police, express yourself, all that stuff. They had some joints too. But the majority of the stuff that was pushed to the masses was the gangster rap aspect of what they were talking about. And it started there. Anything conscious from X-Clan, the De La Soul, the Brand Nubian, A Tribe Called Quest, that was pushed to the back, and NWA was pushed towards the forefront. And then the record execs realized, oh shit, we forgot that sex sells too. So we going Two Live Crew. All this shit is being pushed to the forefront. PE fell off. Not for the lack of quality content, because they was putting out classic after classic, from Yo Bum Rush the Show to It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back to Fear of a Black Planet. That's when motherfuckers was really like, yo, we gotta stop this shit.
I agree.
So fast forward to 40 years later, like, their mission is being accomplished. We getting fed all this unnecessary bullshit, and it's become so embedded in us that we don't see it as a problem. We embrace it.
Isn't that not necessarily on you guys or myself, right? That's on us as a people, right?
I agree.
If you put out Sexy Red and she shaking her ass, talking what she talking about. If that's what we streaming, that's what they're gonna put out. They can't, if it ain't making money, they can't put it out.
If it don't make money, it don't make sense.
Right. So if they put it out and we eat it up, it's on us.
But why not try put the conscious good shit out first and see if we eat that up?
But I mean, today's the way music is presented to this day, you got access to everything. We can stream whatever we want to stream. We could but the label bunch. You could push whatever you want to push, right? But what we consume is what we consume. So if you were a conscious rapper and you talking about fucking bitches and so on and so forth, if we stream you heavy and ignore you, we're gonna push you.
I would be the conscious rapper, and ran
Who
with
care?
me.
Who
I care.
I'm just
I
saying.
care.
I'm just saying. What makes money is what
Makes sense.
Exactly.
I get it.
They don't have no choice but to push it.
All of
Once upon a time in hip hop, right? It was about a great album. When you had the Purple Tape, you got Reasonable Doubt, you got Illmatic, you got all these joints. You notice during that time, it was classic after classic after classic. It was competition because what sold was the quality of the content.
Right.
So that's what you had to come out with.
I understand you advocating for this whole female bullshit, right?
I ain't advocating for it. I'm just trying to make sense
So
of
here's
it.
the deal. And I get it. I think there's a space for everything. But all of the girls sound the same. When you getting on the radio talking about something, my coochie's pink and my booty hole is black. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They trying to get
why?
Poor,
like
you're poor. You're trying to get to a bag, and you know this is a path to a bag.
Yeah.
You know for sure if I talk about my ass and I show and I get my body done and I show it in my video, I'm going to make money. That is tried and true.
Right, you like
it's tried and true.
You like women that get their body done. You like when they get their body done.
I'm probably no different than any other man that when I'm on Instagram, I'm looking at them.
So you like the women that get their body
I'm
done.
looking. Yes. I'm looking.
All right, fuck all that.
You ain't about to get me. You ain't to jam me up. I'm gonna look.
I'm not going to get you jammed up. That's why I'm transitioning.
I'm just
he's going to get you fucked up. He's going to have you in a doghouse like Braun.
I'm
like,
just
wow.
saying,
Listening to Silk and shit in the car.
Listen, the best MC, the best female MC. We talk about Armani Caesar. We talk about all the best female MC right now is Rhapsody, and it's not even close.
I just heard her freestyle by her.
It's not close.
Bar for bar, nobody can fuck with Rhapsody.
The average 20 to 25-year-old consumer doesn't know her.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. Though.
Here's the great thing about that, though. She just did the LA Leakers freestyle. They know her now. Ain't no excuse.
Listen, Rhapsody's been killing shit for a long time.
But she don't look, I mean, no disrespect.
Go ahead and say it.
She don't look the part. That's not, I don't care which, like, you know, we old school.
The MC
we
Light
old
looked
school.
The part. The Queen Latifah looked the part. Did Missy Elliott look the part?
Right. I agree with what you're saying. We old school, so we about the content.
Yeah.
They not about the content. Yo, what can I go? If I go to the club, what can I party to? If I can't party to Rhapsody. That's just what it is. I can party to Sexy Red, though. I'm just telling you what they on.
Her bars is top tier.
Yeah.
They don't care about no bars.
Right. That's
You don't party.
You don't.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying they don't care about no bars.
Those are two different
they
markets.
want to party.
Yeah, those are two different markets, right? You have people that are interested in the music for the sake of the music, right?
Yeah.
I hear what that is. And there are some young people that are definitely probably into that.
Well,
And you've got the partiers. Yeah, you're just like, I just need something to bounce to.
They come from ratchet shit, so they relate to that ratchet shit. And I think there's always been a market for ratchet shit. I don't have an issue with the ratchet shit. I like ratchet women. I love the ratchet women. Continue to do all that freaky ratchet shit to me. Right. The thing is, when I turn on the TV, when I turn on the radio, all of them all sound the same.
They do.
All 12 women that's popping right now all sound the same. They all talk about the same shit, and it's all over sexualized, fucking Sukiyana stupid shit.
It's the path to the bag. It's tried. It's like when you with that little pathway you used to have from the Wooders to get to the McDonald's. It's tried and true.
Jesus
it's tried and
Christ.
true. It's tried and true. I know I take this path. This is the quickest way to the McDonald's.
Shout out to Salem, New Jersey. if you know, there's a path from Whisper Waters, which is now Harvest Point, to McDonald's. Like it's a straight path. If you go the real route, it's going to take about 30 minutes to get to the McDonald's. But if you go straight through the path, 5 minutes.
You know what I mean? It's tried and true. You know what I mean? These girls know that it's tried and true. I'm here to get to this money.
So do you like the music?
No. I think
I mean, he's not the
diluted.
market, right? Yeah, I wouldn't say he's the market. He's the market.
I'm not the market.
Yeah,
it's very diluted.
I'm not going to do that to my boy.
I agree with you. They all sound the same. It's cookie cutter.
I feel like the way they look.
For the most part, yeah.
You like the way that they look.
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, he's a flesh blood man. I mean,
for the most part,
do you think it's a response to Beyonce? Because Beyonce, I feel like, did a good job of towing the line of respect.
She's an R&B singer, though.
Oh, true. I don't want to get into that place. You're right.
You got to be that.
I just meant that.
But even the R&B music today, the most popular R&B female artists right now, for the most part, their content is fuck dudes.
SZA, Summer.
All of them.
I get
All of them are like fuck dudes right now. I'm on some shit
Yeah.
like most of it is like the days of like loving a man and loving on even the dudes.
I'm
The
telling
male
you.
R&B is I just want to get high and knock chicks off right now.
Yeah, word.
Like it's not even on a bending knee. I love you. I want you back. I'm so sorry.
Listen,
it's
that wave is-
propaganda, bro.
That wave is dead.
Yo, it's propaganda though. You
That
can't tell
wave
me-
is dead.
Listen, I just went to the Keisha Cole show the other day, and they had a couple people open up like new artists I never even heard of. It was still that authentic, like we love our culture, we love our men, we love our women. We're gonna sing, that's what this whole genre has been built around.
All
But the
those
music
people you're
now-
talking about, they're never gonna make it.
and that's
they're
what's
never
sad.
gonna make it.
And you're right. You are right, bro. You are so right. People were distracted when they were singing, not paying no
I'm
attention.
on my phone.
The
I'm
minute
doing
that
everything.
ratchet shit comes on, the minute that they start to do the interlude in between sets and they put the sexy red on and all of that bullshit, the girls
They
go
was
fucking
turning up.
crazy.
They was having a great
It's like,
time.
oh my God, what is happening to our culture?
So literally what you're saying is the movie Idiocracy is a prophecy. That shit, if you've never seen it, go and watch it. We getting dumber by the year.
That's a fact.
This shit is crazy. Like,
That's
it's
a fact.
bad. It's bad music. It's bad personality. Yo, y'all really entertained at these concerts? These people we speaking of have no stage presence.
No talent.
They don't know how to put together a show. They don't know how to entertain. They just get up there, talk about their
Shake
private
their
parts,
ass.
and that's
And
it.
walk back and forth.
You'll never see another Queen Latifah again.
Never.
That's just that's dead.
Not to the scale, right? I think that's
That's-
kind of what you guys are
there
talking
are Queen
about.
Latifahs out there, but you'll never hear about them unless you're from
Because
that genre.
Bird saying like they're never gonna make it. I think you're what you're saying is like they would have a career. They're talented musicians, right? But they're just not gonna be
They're,
elevated
not
to that
gonna be, they're
status.
never going to be mainstream.
Never gonna be mainstream.
Queen Latifah had bars. Queen Latifah has substance.
Presence.
Queen Latifah has stage presence. She could do a great show, and she just wasn't on here shaking her ass. She was like, who you calling a bitch?
Yo, and B, I don't listen. Sexy. I don't want to like knock Sexy Red or Glow. Or
I
any
do.
of them because here's the deal. The problem I have with them, it is more on the execs end. They have to be cultivating and pushing that agenda because every fucking song is the same shit. You cannot tell me Sexy Red as a single mom with multiple children doesn't have a story that could have more substance that she can get behind a microphone and talk to all of the single moms out there about why can't she praise what it is to be a single mom and the struggles they go through and make that song.
Hold on.
Maybe that's not her though.
Yeah.
We giving credit to something that you expecting something from her. You've been in the hood. I've been in the hood.
I'm not expecting
and some Jones are just hood,
Right.
and
He's
that's
saying from
all they know.
And it ain't even just that. Like Ray was saying, they trying to get to a bag.
I know.
So the A&R shit,
Mhm.
that's dead. The
Yeah.
A&R shit is dead.
Yeah.
So, maybe the execs is like, maybe you should sell a little bit more sex. But it's up to her and them to say, nah, I'm not going to do that. But they all in.
They all in for the bag. If Pac can make Hit 'Em Up, Dear Mama, and Brenda's Got a Baby, we can challenge some of these female artists.
Different
And
time.
but listen. And I don't deny that they have songs in the vault like that, but the execs would never put it
They
out.
don't.
You know
They
what?
would
Yeah.
never put it out. You cannot tell
Listen,
me Sexy
you gotta-
Red wake up every day just wanting to talk about being a hoe.
You drop
I'm sorry.
you drop an album, you got 16 tracks. Every song is not a hit. So you can
Right.
you can drop the message song within that 16 and maybe it don't get the airplay. They ain't got it. They own what they own.
That
Yeah,
is true. No, yeah, I think you're that's two very interesting concepts because I wouldn't be surprised if a producer from Rand's point of view is like, we're just going to put out this party out. You know what I mean? It's going to be exactly what you guys are hearing already. And then years from now, we're going to have a mellow, you know what I mean? Your career changes, you evolve as an artist, quote unquote. But to Bird's point, you're like, yeah, you can do an R&B song and have something meaningful as a track on your album. Now, there's no reason why you can't, right?
Let me get an example. Do you ever listen to Scarlett?
No.
Okay, so she's one that said, "Yo, get the fuck out, New York." Song, and in
Okay.
her verse, she woke in her first verse. She says she don't even want a man to say good morning to her. It was some other explicit. that was her general premise. Like, you know, fuck y'all men. I don't want you to say good morning to me. But now she's working with Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, and they're cleaning up her image a little bit. And now she's coming out with TikTok songs, dancing, wearing dresses. Like, they're trying to broaden her horizons. I'm sure she got that ghetto ratchet shit from Brooklyn, where she's from. But like, you got to be able to like do different things. Like Sexy Red and Glow and all of them, they hot right now. But that shit is a flash in the pan, bro. There's gonna be a younger, more attractive girl next year that's gonna come out doing the same shit that's going to replace them because they're one-dimensional.
I'm gonna tell you what they do.
Final point.
I'm gonna tell you what they do. Look at Cardi. I'm just get my body done again.
But when's the last time?
Listen,
Cardi's a bad example.
She just put a hit out.
But Cardi has not come out with an album in 7 years. I don't even know
because the hip hop is not about albums no more. It's about songs.
Cardi has transcended to something else. Cardi is the blueprint for what all of them girls want to achieve. Cardi's making $100 million now. She hasn't made an album in 7 years.
Because it's not about
Final
albums.
point.
It's not about albums. No, I think today, like what you say, it's not relevant no more. Eventually, it gets old. It doesn't get old because sex is going to continue to sell. Mm-hmm. Cardi is older than some of these younger females. I'm just gonna get my body done again. Nikki, I'm gonna go get my body done again, and I'm gonna look just like y'all, and I'm gonna be fine.
And we gotta end it there. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. These bitches is trash. Tune in on Saturday. We'll have more of NCAA bracket and more High IQ Basketball to talk about. Rhapsody is the best female MC out.
And Lady London, go check her out. She's from East Orange.
Have a good day. If you're going to a baby shower and you need a gift, I have the perfect solution for you. Go to Honeybee Cakes on Macari. Honeybee Cakes specializes in affordable diaper cakes. They make the perfect gift for the new addition to the fam. Search Honeybee Cakes on Macari today. Hey everybody, this is Brian Isley, comedian extraordinaire, asking you guys to download Logo, the Isley album, and Uno, the One Take album. I have 3 albums. They're all on Spotify. They're all on iTunes. They're all on Tidal. Streaming well right now, but I need more support. I need you guys to go and download these albums, man. Download Logo, Laugh or Get Offended. Download the Isley album and download Uno, the One Take album. And they are available where you stream all your music. They're hilarious because I made them. So download these albums today and get your laugh on.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
I'ma have to tie my Nikes for this one. I'ma go for like a quadruple double. I'm playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. If fortune favors the bold, that's why I keep on just winning. If timing is just the essence, then I'ma keep on just spending. I'm worth a couple of bucks, shout out to Antetokounmpo. Dropping in b-ball facts that's seeping into your glue buds. Advising like Tony Kukoc, we getting into it mucho. Directing all these plays like my name was Tony Russo. Ballin', that's how we do, so I'm going in for the win. Penetrate the lane like we way back in 2010. I'm stomping straight in my Timbs. The basics just like I'm Tim. I'm dunking on you haters. A poster is where you live. It's magic all in my wrist. Steph Curry, we going swish. It's showtime like the 80s. Basketball is where we live. I'm highly gifted and skilled. I'm going in for the kill. The game is on the line. Raymond Byrd, hey, yo, what's the deal? Pass it to Brian Isley. I bet he probably surprised me. High IQ basketball is the show and it's not a hobby. Playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. I'm playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.